crashing waves of the incoming tide drowned out the din of both conversation and the live music, making it look like people were moving their mouths without sound. And my husband was nowhere to be found. Shit. So I decided to look for him. When I took my first step, my heel, my expensive, spiky high heel, wedged between two brick pavers. The resulting jolt caused me to slosh gin and tonic out of my glass and all over my sister's watch, which I wore on my right wrist. Damn it. I shook the cocktail off my arm and made sure the minute hand was still moving. If anything happened to that watch, well, I didn't know what I'd do. It was the only one I ever wore. Devin had insisted on gifting me a variety of much fancier ones in the time since we'd been married, and even one with diamonds for my 30th birthday. But I wasn't about to stop wearing Lizette's. It was all I had left of her. I recovered my balance and continued walking down the uneven, because of course, brick steps, leading to another tier of bars and catering and very thin, very well-dressed people. Still, no Devin. When my purse vibrated with the buzz of my phone, it was just a call from my assistant, Dagny. I let it go to voicemail. I could catch up with her later. Whatever it was, I trusted her to handle like the pro she was. "Can I bring you another drink, miss?" a ponytailed server asked. She must have witnessed my fumble because she handed me a napkin and relieved me of my nearly empty glass. "Thank you," I said to the pretty young woman who hurried off for the bar. When I was reloaded with a new beverage, I spotted a gaggle of women I knew from the charity circuit. I made my way toward them, this time being careful about where I stepped and keeping my drink far from Lizette's watch. As I got nearer, the ladies, decked out in their best Hamptons casual chic, turned in my direction. The odd thing was, though, that none returned my wave or smile. They just turned back to their huddle, inching more tightly together like a little pack of animals trying to keep warm. But it was too early in the season for any fall crispness. In fact, we were nearly all wearing sleeveless dresses and naturally, very expensive sunscreen. But what really seemed off was that as I wove through the party, I spotted a couple other people, really just acquaintances, who also looked away from me. Was there something wrong with my dress? Had a bird crapped in my hair? I scooted over to the edge of the patio as nonchalantly as possible and pretended to admire the crashing waves and seagulls dive-bombing the surf. I ran my hand through my hair. All clear there. I looked down at my dress, which was also flawless. Nothing but one tiny wrinkle caused by the limo's seatbelt. Okay, let's try again. "Hi, everyone," I said with a giant smile, approaching the crowd of tightly packed women. "Oh, hi, Avril. Great to see you," one of them said. The others just looked at each other, taking tiny sips of their drinks and holding their Birkin bags closer. What the hell? We'd been in one of our charity meetings only a couple days before. Everything had seemed normal then. "Great to see you, too," I squeezed out with forced cheer. Something was off. I could smell it. Socializing with this crowd followed a strict set of rules. One tiny whiff of variance in people's behavior, and you knew something was up. And it seemed that something had to do with me. When it became clear no one else had a single thing to say, I knew to cut bait. "Well, I'm going to keep wandering. Hey, if any of you see my husband, Devin, can you tell him I'm looking for him?" Someone half laughed, half coughed. Okay, something was definitely up, and these bitches were not sharing a thing. "Bye, Avril," one of them called as I walked away. I waved over my shoulder without turning. Fuck them. I might live in their world now, but that doesn't mean I'd left Baltimore completely behind. I had enough smarts to be a bitch too when it was needed. Nodding at a few other familiar faces, I made my way to a bench away from the crowd. First, I returned